if you're scrolling through TikTok right now, instead of
What?
Okay, so how come, like, when you're single and dating and talking to someone, why do they always ask, what are you looking for? Also, I spill iced coffee. Please don't mind that stain. I'm looking for a husband. I'm old. I'm 41.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, so you're this,
Yeah.
but you want this.
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to get that, you'd have to do this.
Kingston jaw and face.
See, I thought I wanted a cougar. You know, wake me up in the middle of the night, ask me to go pee like I'm a child.
You finished?
You said what?
You finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
A lot of grown men date young girls to avoid that grown woman pressure.
This is an example how women are just making excuses to blame the man. They're not seeing the true picture here. Not able to handle older women pressures. Are you kidding me? No. Because you have learned the feminist ways, and that's why there are problems in this country, and that's why men are getting away from these women.
Can we please talk about how, like, most men literally have no game with women that are their age? Let me just break it down for you. I'm talking about the men that are like late 20s, early 30s, and they're always messing with women who are like early 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Basically fresh meat.
You women saying that men do not have game? Are you serious? No. You women have no personality. You have nothing to show for it. I had an example of a guy I hauled here recently. He was trying to give me excuses and reasons why to keep his woman. He's not realizing he's being played. You women are playing with these men. That's why younger men are seeing this and are reacting in a way you don't like. That's why they're not simping for you anymore. That's the sad part with you.
When I was younger, old women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s used to be extremely jealous of me when they would see me out with significantly older men. From about ages of 18 to about 24, 25, I always dated men in their like 40s and 50s. Because I was so mature for my age then, right? I've been on my own pretty much since 17. Guys my age didn't understand that I was independent and made my own money. And so, of course, I dated more mature men because I was such a mature girly. Now, as a 32-year-old woman, I very much realize there was no jealousy from these women. They were literally looking at me because they were concerned. I was young, dumb, and naive thinking that these men were like God's gift to women when in reality, they're gross.
Access denied.
Older men who routinely and consistently date young girls that are 18 to 25 are only doing it because they can't get women their age, and they only wanted to manipulate and control me.
I've been called a post-wall woman twice. The Urban Dictionary defines it as a woman who is past her fertility window and has become very unattractive to men. After women hit 35, they are basically a post-wall woman. It's like they hit a wall at full speed and they got their face all messed up.
Wake the hell up!
So look, there is a negative phrase that is going out, and it's usually used by men as a rebuttal to something that we said that they didn't like in regards to dating or the way that the current dating situation is and how men act nowadays. So they hit you with this in order to hurt your feelings.
What?
And that phrase is that you have hit the wall. At first, I didn't understand what that meant until a gentleman was kind enough to explain it to me. It just means that I am no longer desirable because I've reached a certain age and a man doesn't see a future with me like that. I had to really think about it because I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I had to really think about it because on some aspects, it's truthful. Now, if you're a dude and you have not procreated yet, you're still looking for some offspring, you're looking for a woman to be at home barefoot and pregnant, I have hit the wall, sir. I'm no longer in the market to give up any children. The factory is now closed and I will gladly accept the title of hitting the wall.
Now, this young lady is basically going on to say, hey, the factory may be closed, but if you want a relationship, I'm open and I'm game. She's basically nitpicking saying, hey, I'm looking for things more than just this or that. If she's accepted that she's hit the wall and still get game, I do commend her. If she's willing to help her man, there's nothing wrong with that. I have no issue with that. What I take offensive issue to is the fact she's sitting there saying, well, I got to be attracted to you. I get that part. If there's feelings there, that's fine. But pocketbook on my end or just ridiculous things that you think you're looking for, that's not going to fly. She better come to establish that she may have a lot going for her now as far as action of that nature. But I'm telling you now, if her reputation starts to get around, men are going to see her for who she is, and they're not going to be wanting no part of her.
I know you're not serious, but I tell you, there is nothing in this world, there is nothing that would ever make me wish that I was 21 years old again. I promise you that.
Well, I guess you're going to have to go to the Humane Society in the future because you're going to have to get a lot of cats to satisfy the needs you need.
Performing women, we often reach a point in our lives, somewhere in our 40s or maybe our 50s, where it feels like we've just hit a wall. And we can't keep up in the way that we used to. We're really struggling with our career. We're struggling with our competitive sports, which we absolutely love. And we're struggling to manage the demands. We're juggling every day, and yet the plates are falling. Whereas at one time, we were amazing at keeping all those plates or balls in the air. And that's because at this point in our lives, our hormones are going crazy. They're on a roller coaster. And we have to look at the world a little bit differently.
Hey guys, I'm Bear. Our friend Nathan here brought up a really good point. And this kind of is a worthwhile issue to bring up. So I have talked a little bit about some of the game guys that are out there. Younger guys that might be in the game would say things about women past 35, 45. I'm here for those guys who have been in relationships, have recovered out of divorce or long-term relationships that were unsatisfactory and unreciprocal, and they're going out into the wild. And in many cases, these guys have been monogamous for 10, 20, 30 years and have had a completely unsatisfying sex life that they paid basically full price for the entire time. I would dare say most of these guys, since they're already used to women of approximately their own age, once they get out, they're like going, hey, look, anything is better than what I was a slave to before. Perfectly understandable. Myself, I'm 55. I'm only 5 years away from 60. You think that I'm going to turn down a date with a really fit yoga chick that happens to be 62 or older? That's not how this works, guys. My days of delving into wanting to have a family, and I know there are some guys out there who say, you know what, I think I would like another family, or I think I would like a second family. No shade on you guys at all. That's a lot of work. If that's what you want and that's what you want to build, perfectly happy to try and help you out, try and find somebody for you, or to help you in your search for this. But the reality is, most of us are just looking for somebody that we can spend time with, that is pleasant, that is not going to torture us, that we could actually enjoy intimate time with, and it is reciprocal.
I can relate to this man's situation. I've been in the same road. I think in a future video, I'm going to talk to you about my past as far as relationship. What he is saying is basically he wants a reciprocal relationship. It's okay to date older women. I have no issue with it. I have no qualms with it. If that attracts you, then there you go. I'm not saying no. The problem I'm having is there's a give and take factor. If they're not giving it back to you, in fact, they're giving you problems, maybe they're too toxic for you and you need to move on.
Turns out, hit the wall is an actual phrase that is being used by men. That means that women are no longer attractive when they hit this wall. I really implore you to go and watch the rest of that video because she goes on to compare male and female celebrities in magazines and shows that even when they're close to the same age, a woman's photo will show no skin texture, whereas a man's photo will show his skin texture. We're seeing this everywhere, including in social media. We're using filters everywhere. And so we're at the point now where people see a woman in real life and don't understand that that's normal. So there is no wall, but there is a problem when we have airbrushed and filtered ourselves to this level of perfection.
It's narcissistic behavior. It's now starting to show up in women.
Wake the hell